I woke up in a strange room, feeling confused. My name is Mia, but that moment, I couldn't remember it. The room was old but beautiful, with a cozy bed, a fancy chair, and a big window that showed a green garden outside. Sunlight filled the room, but it didn't make me feel warm inside. I looked down at my clothes, a simple gray dress. My feet were bare, touching the cold floor. "Where am I?" I asked aloud, even though there was nobody to answer. I felt alone and a bit scared. Trying the door, I found it locked. The window wouldn't open either. I'm trapped, I thought, feeling panic rise. I was hungry and thirsty, but there was no food or water anywhere. On a desk, there was a pen and paper. Maybe I can write for help, I considered, but who would I write to? I couldn't remember anything, not even my own name. Feeling tired and defeated, I decided to sleep, hoping it might help me remember something, anything about who I was or why I was here. The next morning, I woke up feeling a bit better, but my memory was still blank. Soft music played somewhere in the background, calming yet somehow sad. I stood up, pacing the room, looking for anything that might tell me more about where I was or who had brought me here. "I need to get out," I said to myself, checking the door and window again, but they were as immovable as before. Sitting on the edge of the bed, I felt a wave of despair. I was truly alone. Then I heard footsteps outside the room. My heart raced as the door handle turned slowly. A man dressed in black stepped in, looking right at me. "How are you feeling?" he asked, his voice kind, yet unfamiliar. "I don't know where I am," I admitted, my voice shaky. "I'm really thirsty and hungry." He nodded and handed me a glass of water. "Drink this," he said. I drank it quickly, the cool water soothing my dry throat, but soon after I felt drowsy. Why am I so sleepy? I wondered, lying down as sleep overtook me once again. When I woke up, it was dark outside. The room was silent, no more music. I felt a little clearer in my head, but still couldn't remember anything important. "Who am I?" I whispered into the darkness, hoping for an answer that didn't come. I spent the night trying to piece together my thoughts, but they were like fragments of a dream, slipping away as soon as I tried to catch them. By morning, I was no closer to understanding my situation, but I knew I couldn't give up. There had to be a way out, a way back to whoever I was before I woke up in this room. Waking up the next day, I felt a little hope. The sun was shining, and I heard no music. Today will be different, I told myself. I was in the same room with its big bed and the locked door, but today I felt stronger, ready to find out more. Soon the door opened again. It was the man in black. "Good morning," he said, not smiling. "How are you today?" I wasn't sure if he was really asking or just being polite. "I'm okay," I answered, trying to sound brave. "But I want to know why I'm here." He looked at me for a long time. Then he put a glass of water on the table, but didn't say anything about my question. After he left, I decided to explore the room more. Maybe there were clues about me. I found a small mirror on the wall. Looking into it, I tried to remember my face. Is this really me? I wondered. My reflection showed a girl with brown hair and big, questioning eyes. "Who are you?" I asked the girl in the mirror, but she just looked back at me, silent. Later, I heard footsteps. The door unlocked, and the man in black entered again. This time, he had a serious look. "We need to talk," he said. I nodded, ready to listen. He started asking me questions. "Do you remember anything yet?" I shook my head. "No, I can't remember." He seemed frustrated but tried to hide it. "It's important you try. Think hard. What's the last thing you remember?" I closed my eyes, trying to dig through my blank memory. I just remember waking up here, nothing before that. He sighed and scribbled something in a small notebook he took from his pocket. "Listen," he finally said. "You're here because we found you near our house. You were unconscious. We don't know who you are or where you came from." His words made me even more confused. "But why can't I leave?" I asked. He didn't answer right away. "It's complicated. We're trying to figure out if you're safe." Safe? Did he mean I could be dangerous? Or was I in danger? He wouldn't say more. As he left, locking the door behind him, I felt a mix of fear and curiosity. Who was I? And what was this place? Questions swirled in my head like leaves in the wind. I was determined to find answers, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. Somehow, I had to convince the man in black to trust me. Sitting by the window, looking out at the green field, I made a promise to myself. "I will find out who I am," I whispered, "and I'll find a way back home, wherever home is." The journey to discover my identity had just begun, and I was ready to face whatever lay ahead, armed with nothing but my will to remember and a heart full of hope. The next morning, the sunlight peeked through the window, painting the room in a warm golden hue. It was a new day, and I, Mia, felt a surge of determination. Today, I thought, I will find answers. I must. I spent the morning pacing the room, replaying the man in black's words in my mind. "We found you near our house." Why was I near this house? And why couldn't I remember anything? As the sun climbed higher, I heard footsteps approaching. The door opened, and it was him, the man in black. "Good morning, Mia," he greeted, a hint of kindness in his voice this time. "Good morning," I replied cautiously, my heart pounding with anticipation. "Will you answer my questions today? Please, I need to know who I am." He sighed and sat on the chair across from me. "I understand your frustration, Mia. It's not easy, but we're trying to help you remember." "Help me? How?" I asked, leaning forward, eager for any shred of information. We think you might have been involved in something big. We're not sure what, but we found this with you." He handed me a small old book, its cover worn and pages yellowed with age. Curiously, I flipped through it, and there, on one of the pages, was a sketch that made my heart skip a beat. It was a drawing of a house that looked eerily similar to this one, with notes scribbled all around it. This looks like your house," I whispered, looking up at him with wide eyes. "Was I planning to come here?" He nodded slowly. "It seems so, but why? That's what we're trying to figure out." Suddenly, a memory flashed through my mind. A conversation with someone, planning something important. "I was supposed to meet someone here," I said, the words tumbling out as the memory grew clearer. "But who? And why can't I remember?" "We don't know, Mia, but finding this book with you, it's a start." He stood up. "We're going to help you remember. You're not alone in this." For the first time since I woke up in this mysterious room, I felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, I could piece together my past and uncover my identity. Days turned into weeks, and with the man in black, whom I learned was named Thomas, and his team's help, I began to unravel the mystery of my past. They were kind and patient, guiding me through the process of rediscovery. We spent hours talking, walking through the fields, and visiting places that might trigger my memory. Slowly, fragments of my past started to return. I remembered my love for adventure, my passion for uncovering secrets, and, most importantly, my mission to expose a dangerous secret hidden within these walls. With each recovered memory, the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. I wasn't just a random stranger who had stumbled upon this house. I was here on purpose, with a goal that could change everything. On a cool, breezy evening, as we sat by the window overlooking the field bathed in the soft light of dusk, I turned to Thomas. "I remember now," I said, a sense of peace washing over me. "I came here to reveal the truth about this place, to bring light to the darkness that's been hidden here." Thomas smiled, a look of relief and pride in his eyes. "We know, Mia, and we're with you. Together, will make things right. As I gazed out at the horizon, where the sky met the earth in a beautiful blend of colors, I realized that this journey was not just about finding my identity. It was about rediscovering my purpose, my courage, and the power of truth. And so, with a heart full of hope and a newfound family by my side, I was ready to face the challenges ahead. The mystery of the old house and my role in it all had finally been revealed, and I was determined to see it through to the end, whatever it might bring. The story we have shared is at an A1 English level, designed for beginners in English learning. Here's why it fits the A1 level, with a few examples. 1. Simple vocabulary. The language used is straightforward, avoiding complex words or phrases. For instance, words like room, door, window, hungry, and thirsty are basic vocabulary items that A1 learners are likely to know early in their language studies. 2. Present tense. The narrative primarily uses the present simple tense, which is among the first grammatical structures taught to English learners. Example: I wake up, I feel, and I look. This keeps sentences uncomplicated and easy to understand. 3. Short sentences. The excerpt consists of short, concise sentences that convey basic actions and feelings, making it easier for A1 learners to follow along. For example, I am hungry and thirsty. There isn't any food in the room. 4. Repetition. Repetition of key vocabulary and phrases helps reinforce understanding and recall. This technique is evident in repeated references to feelings of confusion, the physical description of the room, and the protagonist's interactions with the mysterious figure. 5. Direct dialogue. The conversations are simple and direct, using common everyday language. Dialogue tags like he said and I asked are simple and repetitive, helping learners understand conversational dynamics without overwhelming them. For instance, how are you feeling? And I don't know where I am. 6. Descriptive language. Descriptions are basic and rely on common adjectives and nouns, making it easier for beginners to visualize the scenes without encountering unfamiliar words. Example: the room was old but beautiful, and sunlight filled the room. 7. First person. Perspective. Writing from the first-person perspective helps learners empathize with the protagonist and better understand the use of pronouns in a narrative context. It personalizes the experience, making the language acquisition process more engaging. 8. Emotional language. The use of simple adjectives to describe feelings, confused, scared, hopeful, supports vocabulary building in a contextual manner, allowing learners to connect words with emotions effectively. By adhering to these principles, the story remains accessible to A1 level English learners, promoting comprehension and engagement, while supporting vocabulary acquisition and basic grammatical understanding. Next, here are a few very basic English words and phrases you can learn from this story, along with examples on how to use them. 1. Woke up, to stop sleeping and become awake. Example: I woke up early today to go to school. 2. Confused, unable to understand or think clearly. Example: I'm confused about the homework instructions. 3. Room, a space that can be occupied or where something can be done. Example: my room is small but cozy. 4. Window, an opening in a wall, door, roof, or vehicle that allows the passage of light, sound, and air. Example: I opened the window to let fresh air in. 5. Sunlight, the light from the sun. Example: sunlight comes into my room in the morning. 6. Locked, secured with a lock, not able to be opened without a key or combination. Example: I locked my door before leaving the house. 7. Hungry, feeling or displaying the need for food. Example: I'm hungry. Can we have lunch now? 8. Thirsty, feeling a need to drink something. Example: after running, I'm always thirsty. 9. Pen, a writing instrument used to apply ink to a surface, usually paper. Example, I need a pen to write a note. 10. Paper, material manufactured in thin sheets from the pulp of wood or other fibrous substances used for writing, drawing, or printing on. Example, please pass me a piece of paper. 11. Sleep, a condition of body and mind which typically recurs for several hours every night, in which the nervous system is inactive, the eyes closed, the postural muscles relaxed, and consciousness practically suspended. Example, I go to sleep at 10 p.m. every night. 12. Footsteps, the sound made by someone walking. Example, I heard footsteps in the hallway at night. 13. Glass of water, a container made of glass filled with water. Example, I drank a glass of water after exercising. 14. Drowsy, feeling sleepy and lethargic. Example, the medicine made me feel drowsy. 15. Memory, the faculty by which the mind stores and remembers information. Example, I have a good memory for faces. 16. Mirror, a surface, typically of glass coated with a metal amalgam which reflects a clear image. Example, I looked in the mirror before leaving the house. 17. Reflection, the throwing back by a body or surface of light, heat, or sound without absorbing it. Example, the reflection in the water was beautiful. 18. Questions, sentences worded or expressed so as to elicit information. Example, my teacher asks a lot of questions during class. 19. Drink, to take liquid into the mouth and swallow it. Example, would you like to drink some juice? 20. Determined, having made a firm decision and being resolved not to change it. Example, I am determined to finish my project on time. 21. Escape, break free from confinement or control. Example, the cat tried to escape from the room. 22. Discover, find something or someone unexpectedly or in the course of a search. Example, we went to the museum to discover more about history. 23. Promise, a declaration or assurance that one will do a particular thing or that a particular thing will happen. Example, I made a promise to my friend to keep her secret. 24. Trust, firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. Example, I trust my best friend with my secrets. Lastly, here are a few lessons that the story teaches. 1. The power of persistence. Mia's determination to uncover the truth about her identity and the mysterious circumstances teaches readers the importance of persistence. Despite feeling lost and confused, Mia does not give up. This shows that persisting through challenges can lead to discoveries and solutions, a lesson applicable in daily life when facing difficult situations. 2. The importance of trust and cooperation. As Mia interacts with Thomas and learns to trust him, readers see the value of building trust and cooperating with others. This aspect of the story highlights how working together can help overcome obstacles and solve problems, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and trust in both personal and professional settings. 3. Courage to face the unknown. Mia's journey from confusion to understanding her role and identity showcases the courage required to confront the unknown. Readers learn that bravery isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. This lesson encourages individuals to face life's uncertainties with courage, knowing that self-discovery and growth often lie on the other side of fear. This story and its voiceover are provided by English Made Easy. Learn with Stories. Any copy or re-upload is strictly prohibited.